everybody, and welcome back to another Starfield video. Today we're going to turn Starfield into one of the most challenging games on the platform, and specifically a Dark Souls or like aggressive Skyrim feeling game. So let's get straight to it. Starting off, we're going to need the mod Swashbuckler. This mod is going to make it so that we can use only melee weapons, and same with the enemies. Guns are completely removed from the game and will not be used against you or for you. So just to show it off for you just for a quick second, as you see, I'm going into a vendor stock, and when I go to weapons, it is only melee weapons and the cutter. And cutter, don't worry, cannot deal human damage anymore. It can only be used to mine resources. And another mod you're going to want is Melee Madness, because this mod is going to add 50 weapons to your melee catalog, and it's going to increase the loot pool like crazy. And it will make the game feel a lot more fresh and rewarding when you're playing with this melee gameplay. So what makes this gameplay so special? Well, obviously with Swashbuckler, it's melee only combat, meaning you have to go head to head with some enemies. You can't just walk in a room and unload a clip. And not only that, but health scaling is no longer a thing, meaning it is even playing field the whole way through. Why is that great? Because it just makes the game a lot more fun, and it's a lot better than having to try and sit here and attack somebody for 5 hours. But the settings are part of what makes this so great. So let's look in these settings and see why you should have all of these set to. So you're going to want to set your combat damage to extreme. This is what makes the game feel like Dark Souls. Makes you want to pull your hair out and just rip something out of your internal body. I'm joking, don't actually do that. And for enemy ship damage, I set it to extreme, but honestly, if you want to set it to like easy or normal, I think that's fine by my standards, just because the ship combat is not the focus, it's melee only, and the ship combat is just holding you back from getting to the real fun. But whatever you choose is fine by me. Alright, so up next we have ammo weight. We want weighted ammo just because sometimes, I don't even believe there's ammo in the game anymore thanks to Swashbuckler. But if there is, we don't want people to be able to just take all of the ammo and go and sell it for credits. So we have weighted so that you have to manage it in your carrying capacity. And speaking of that, it's going to be set to reduced so that you actually have to manage your inventory. Cargo access distance will be inside ship, so that way you can't just grab your supplies from anywhere. Vendor credits is greatly increased because it's going to be hard to carry so much, so really no point in punishing, and people can just abuse the 48-hour cheese. Medical item healing is slow, so that you have to actually wait and manage your time while you're in a fight. Food healing is normal because it doesn't give too much anyway. Sleep healing is none. You cannot just sleep to get everything back. So that means you actually will have to go to a doctor to be able to get your full health back unless you have healing equipment on you. Sustenance, you have positive and negative, so you have to make sure you upkeep your food and drink, and trust me, some of the negatives will really hurt. Combat affliction gain is increased, along with affliction treatment is to be improved only, and prognosis is to be advanced. So making sure that you really feel the afflictions and that you have to go to a doctor to actually get rid of them. Environmental damage and afflictions is going to be set to advanced to really make sure you feel them. And environmental damage restoration is limited to really make sure you have to actually do something to make sure you're healed all the way. XP modifier is just another mod I have, just ignore that. Aim assistance for control only, I have it set to off, but truthfully it should not matter because there's no guns, so I don't really know why you need them. Then you have asteroid drops. There's nothing wrong with just leaving this on default, honestly. Or if you really want to put a challenge, just make sure it's at 1 or like nothing. If you want to do it that way, that's also okay. And here is the key part. Save on rest is enabled, but all other autosave features are off. Save on wait, save on travel, and save on pause. All of those are off. Why? Because I wanted to make sure the game is as punishing as possible. And with that being said, this way you can only sleep to get a save. Now I know you might be going, well, I can just quick save, or I can just save my game. Okay, well, the whole point is that you don't do that and you only play off of autosaves, or if you're turning it off and just to be safe, you can also go ahead and save your game after you sleep in a bed, just to, that way you actually have your save. So that's kind of the main goal, is that you only get saves when you rest. Otherwise, if you die, you're going all the way back to the last time you slept. So a real punishment if you die. And I will add this is kind of up to you, but I do not intend on putting a bed anywhere in my ship, meaning I have to actually go back to a real home so that I can actually sleep and save my game. Not just go to my ship and save right there on the planet, because I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose. So while that's up to you, I highly recommend not putting a bed in your ship and only having your beds in your homes and settlements, but more specifically at homes in major cities. So from afflictions being so severe and only being able to actually get treated by a doctor, down to only saving your game when you go back to one of your homes to sleep in a bed. This way of playing is excruciatingly painful. And I highly advise you play on a new game with these mods installed. Why? Oh, I only say that because if you have your health raised up from leveling up on old saves, then you still keep that health scale and it kind of defeats the whole point of the game. So I would highly recommend playing on a new game or with these mods installed on a whole brand new save if you're going to try this out. Otherwise, it will work, but you may still just be a little bit too overpowered. As you can see here, I was level 75 when I installed these mods, and I tried them on a old save. And as you see, I don't have too much troubles. I still am getting destroyed, but I'm not having too much troubles when it comes to fighting until you fight higher level people, because holy crap, they feel like bosses now. So it is so cool also being able to give your companion a melee weapon of your choice, and they will help you and tag team alongside you. It literally feels like you're playing Skyrim in space, which is actually a load of fun. Overall, with the new 15-up weapons of variants and everything of the sort from Melee Madness, the loot pool feels amazing, and the gameplay is honestly just so updated. Like landing on a planet, finding where you want to go. Of course, with the new update, we have cars now, so just drive your car over to the location, which is honestly so fun in itself now. I'm very glad cars are out. And getting ready for a fight is so much fun, and a lot of strategy goes into it. It almost feels like a turn-based game with how much you have to attack and then block, attack and then block. You know, you have to really think it out, because you are not going to just walk in there and, like I said, unload a clip and you're done. You have to go in there and make sure you really be careful with where you're swinging. Don't leave yourself open. Don't get swarmed by enemies. That's the main kryptonite, is if you get swarmed, because all of your enemies are using melee weapons as well, obviously, because the whole point is that there's no guns. And when they group up on you, you're toast. There's not even a chance. You gotta defeat them on one-on-ones, or you will get overrun and just destroyed, which is a whole nother fun part of the game. And of course, with healing being slowed and everything, and all of the stuff not allowing you to heal like crazy, you really have to go into this with a lot of thought process, in the sense of going in without medical equipment. You know, usually you go into a game, and in Starfield, you go into a save, you go in, and you just clear out enemies, and it's fine. You never even get low health, like it's insane. With this, you are going to go low, and you better have bought some nice resources from doctors, like med packs and all that, to get some health back, and some food and drinks maybe on standby, so that way you can keep your hydration and starvation off of you. Or dehydration and starvation off of you. So it just goes into this whole thing on how you have to really think. As you can see, I am starting to get destroyed, and I had to go in and use my healing kit. And as you can, or med pack, and as you can tell, it is not going as very well for me at all. Like, I am getting destroyed by this boss. And that is what's fun about it. The amount of strategy you have to put into the game now to actually defeat bosses and groups of enemies is insane. And of course, your companion is there to help you, but eventually they'll get overrun and they'll fall down and not be able to help you unless you heal them using another one of your med packs. So it's just so much strategy goes into this. And of course, with reduced carry capacity, you can only carry so much to where you can sell it and everything. So it really just brings a lot out into this game. And as you can see, the more enemies I fight after defeating that boss, the more I realized how screwed I am. To the point where I actually had to run away. And I was level 75, like I said, on this character before I installed the mods, so my health scale is way up there. I have a lot more health than I should. And I still had to run away because that's how bad it is. And it's honestly a lot of fun. Because instead of just going in and clearing that room and just calling it a day, super easy, dusting off my hands and everything, just walking in, grabbing my loot and leaving. Now I had nothing. I ran out of med packs. I had no more food. Everything went south and I actually had to run away. Because if I didn't, I would have died and had to go all the way back to the last time I slept, which let me tell you at this point was pretty long ago. So it is crazy. And obviously here I am after a fight that I almost died from, running back here to a doctor in New Atlantis and getting checked out. So hopefully you have the credits for that too. Otherwise, you better get to selling some of those weapons you really love, because you're not going to survive very long without them, without doctors and all of that. So this is a brand new way to play Starfield, where Starfield is normally just guns and going in and all that. Now you only have melee weapons. And because you only have melee weapons, that means perks that affected things like guns are gone. So you have less perks to worry about and only perks that will affect your melee combat. And you really gotta think out which perks you go with, because they're going to make a huge difference when it comes to your character. And as you can see, after that fight, I was dehydrated. My 30-minute timer ran out, and I needed something to drink to fill that back up. And as you can see, I'm losing melee attack or sneak attack bonuses and oxygen recovery, which oxygen is how you use your heavy attacks, which will deal the most damage and stun them. So you are taking a massive debuff with not having anything to drink. So you'll have to head to restaurants or, fast food places with chunks and go and buy food. Here's a nice baguette. So I think I'll buy a baguette for some food, and there's some sparkling water. I'll get some sparkling water, why not? And of course you can buy whatever food or drinks you want. So it really makes even going to restaurants worth it. As you can see, let's eat the baguette, let's drink the sparkling water, and here you go. Here's my bonuses. As you can see, food is of the utmost importance. Look at that. You get bonus melee damage, bonus health, and carrying capacity. That's like the 3 main essential perks in this game with this playset. It's absolutely insane. Also, I don't really know why here in the gameplay I turned into like a celestial being. Not really sure why that happened, but I will say it is just so much fun playing this way. You just have to think things through before you just walk in and, slay down a whole room. And like I said, I was level 75 when I went into this save, so I already had more health than I should and should not really be clearing these rooms as crazy as I am. But like I said, I highly recommend starting a new game so that everything is just loaded in when you first go in and you don't have any of the health scaling and whatnot, making it super challenging to where you want to just pluck all of your hair out and go bald. But obviously you should not do that, I will say. But regardless, it is so much fun, and I highly recommend if you're looking for a new way to play Starfield, or maybe you just want to do something brand new and fresh, this is the way to play. And of course, you can install a mod or two, like if visual mods and all that. I wouldn't recommend putting any that's going to change the game and kind of break it, unless you want to. I mean, it's your save. But yeah, so definitely a little bit of, allowing you to do what you want with your mods, and so much greatness when it comes to just how the gameplay feels. It feels like I'm playing a brand new game, but in the Starfield universe that I love, with the basic Starfield gameplay that I also love. So overall, It is just something new to do, and I know there's going to be a lot of veterans out there, and maybe new players. Maybe you're waiting to get into Starfield, and you just saw this, and you want to get into it, and you want to do it this way. And like I said, here are some of the afflictions that I took. And as you can see, a lot of it has to do with using oxygen, which means less heavy attacks, which means less stunning. So your afflictions are no joke, and the only way to get rid of them is by going back to a doctor. So it all plays off of each other. So with all of that being said, that's the end of the video. What did you guys think? Are you guys going to try this out? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, if you liked it, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good jazz. Because we're going crazy with mod videos and just Starfield videos in general. So why not stick around? And let me know, honestly, in the comments, let me know if you would like to see me do a playthrough of this, maybe live streamed. I'm looking into maybe live streaming, so I thought I'd throw that out there. It's fun, and if you want to see me struggle and want to pull my hair out, and a lot more body parts that I will not say, then let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll do it. So with all that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, I will see you in the Starfield.